Hello guys, it's Genshin DPS Calc here, and today, we are going to calculate Fischl's DPS, and find out her artifact set, and weapon DPS comparison. As you all know, Fischl is an Electro 4-star unit that can be billed as a physical main DPS, or an Electro support DPS. So in this video we are going to calculate both builds separately. I'm going to start off with the physical main DPS build first. Fischl as a main DPS, heavily relies on her normal attack combos. Her damage will be a combination of physical normal attack damage, and her Oz electro damage. To calculate her DPS, we need to figure out her rotation first. Ideally, you would want to bring a cryo support to trigger the superconduct reaction, which will decrease the enemy's physical resistance by 40% for 12 seconds. So by having this knowledge, we can easily figure out her rotation, which will look something like this. First we'll cast any cryo skill from any cryo support. In this case I will use Rosaria. After the enemy is affected by cryo, Fischl is going to cast her elemental skill, which will trigger the superconduct reaction, and decrease the physical resistance of the enemy. After that, she will start shooting the enemy using her normal attack combos until you need to either re-trigger the superconduct reaction, or to swap to another supports. Since we play 4 characters, we must assume that we will spend some time for the 3 other characters beside Fischl. So let's assume that we will use 6 seconds for the 3 other characters to perform what they need to do to support Fischl, and since Fischl's elemental skill cooldown is 25 seconds, let's use 19 seconds as her on-field time and 25 seconds as her rotation time. And since Fischl needs 1 second to cast her elemental skill and 3 seconds to do 1 set of normal attack combos, it means that she can do 1 elemental skill and 6 normal attack combos in 25 seconds rotation. I will also add 1 elemental burst damage into the rotation to make it complete. As always, for consistency of my DPS calculation videos, I will use 20 crit substat units for Fischl's artifact set. This chart shows you her DPS and damage numbers using her popular 4-star weapons and also an optional 3-star weapon, Slingshot. During the calculation process, I found out that her best artifact set is the 4-piece Pale Flame set, so I will use it for the baseline artifact set for the rest of the weapon DPS comparison. But keep in mind that this set requires Fischl's Oz to constantly hit the enemy to maintain the stack bonus. You can go for a 2-piece Pale Flame set, and a 2-piece Bloodstained Chivalry set, for more consistency, since you don't need to proc anything to get the 50% physical damage bonus. But you will lose 18% attack bonus for that. Her best free-to-play weapon for the physical DPS Fischl is still the Rust, with the 3-star Slingshot came pretty close behind. Next, I will show you the complete weapon DPS comparison chart. Now let's compare her Constellation DPS from C0 to C6. With the R1 Rust as the baseline, here is what it looks like. As you can see, a physical main DPS Fischl does not benefit that much from her constellations. But keep in mind that the results we have seen so far were based on her damage supported with a superconduct reaction only. Meaning that there is still room for improvement by adding up 2 more supports into the team. Now that we have covered the physical main DPS build, let's move on to the Electro sub DPS build. The playstyle of an Electro sub DPS Fischl is very simple. You just need to cast her elemental skill or elemental burst and swap to another character, and that's it. For the DPS calculation fairness, I will only use a resistance reduction support, provided by any Anemo character with a 4-piece Viridescent Venerer set. So let's assume that all enemies' electro resistance are reduced by 40%. And here is the result. As you can see, AC0 Electro Support Fischl has lower DPS than AC0 Physical Main DPS Fischl, but since she only needs 1 or 2 seconds to cast her elemental skill or elemental burst, you can use the rest of the time dealing damage with another main DPS. Also, since her Oz attack damage snapshots, she can be buffed easily by using Bennett, Kujo Sarah, and Thrilling Tales book to make her DPS significantly higher. Next, I will show you her complete weapon DPS comparison chart. Now let's compare her Constellation DPS from C0 to C6. With the R1 Alley Hunter as the baseline, here is what it looks like. As you can see, there is a significant jump on Electro Fischl's DPS at C6, compared to her C0, or even C5. And that DPS can still be increased further using many other supports such as Bennett, Kujo Sarah, the Thrilling Tales book, and many others. And also, she only cost you around 2 seconds of field time, meaning you can still deal a lot more damage using your other party members. So in conclusion, Fischl is a very powerful character despite her being a 4-star unit, especially if you have her at C6. And I highly recommend you to get that Constellations if you can. She is one of my favorite sub-DPS that I often use to full star the Abyss besides Xingqiu, Xiangling, and Bennett. And that's all guys, I hope this video will be helpful to you who haven't fully built Fischl yet. Please like the video to help my channel grow and don't forget to subscribe for more DPS calculation videos from me. Thank you for watching and I'll see you soon in the next video.